Ryan Tannehill is not an elite quarterback. God, it feels good to get that out. Alright, so let's do a little backstory on Ryan Tannehill. 2012, he was drafted by Miami, played there for 6 years. Didn't turn out too well. He was supposed to be the franchise quarterback for that team, and they let him go. Income's tied to a Viola, and so on and so forth there. Then in 2019, he becomes the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. And he has one of the great stories in football. His career gets resurrected, and Tennessee goes on to the playoffs by knocking off the New England Patriots in the wild card 20-13. Despite the fact that New England struggled that year, I still thought that they were going to destroy Tennessee because it's the freaking Patriots, When you think they're dead, they're not. On to the divisional round. The Tennessee Titans pull off probably the greatest upset during that entire 2019 playoffs by defeating the number 1 seed in the AFC, the Baltimore Ravens, 28-12. And then they move on to the AFC Championship game and gave themselves a chance to make it to the Super Bowl since the year 2000 and losing to the Chiefs 35-24. Now after that year, the media was saying, Ryan Tannehill he's an elite quarterback and top 10 QB. And I'm like, wait, what? Elite? I don't know about that. When I watch Tannehill play, I don't see a guy that can dissect a defense with his arm and get into a rhythm. He benefited off of the success of Derrick Henry. He needs a running game to be successful. Now, every quarterback in the NFL, I don't care who you name, needs a running game. It makes life easier for the offense in general. Balanced offense is a dangerous offense. But what separates certain quarterbacks like Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers, great quarterbacks, is that when the running game isn't going, you can rely on your quarterback to still be able to get the offense moving through the air. With Ryan Tannehill, it seems like the offense moves when Derrick Henry moves. And when he's going, he's able to benefit off of that by play actions and bootlegs. And when he's able to go through a play action, he seems so much comfortable. His feet are set. He's going through his reads. He's able to make the smart throw. But when the running game isn't going, sometimes he looks like a deer in headlights. And now that Derrick Henry is injured and is out for the rest of the season, he hasn't looked too good. Week 9 against the Rams, Ryan Tannehill went 19 for 27, 143 yards, 1 touchdown, one INT, and he was sacked 3 times. He didn't really have to do a whole lot during that game because Tennessee's defense just decided to look like world beaters, and they were able to harass Matthew Stafford and create turnovers, and Tannehill in that offense was able to benefit off of some good field positions. Week 10 against the New Orleans Saints, 19 for 27, 213 yards, 1 touchdown. I thought he looked okay in that game. I thought he was pretty solid. I'll give him that one. But then we get to Houston, 35 for 52, 323 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 INTs. And then the Patriots, 11 for 21, 93 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. He's not looked good. He has not looked good. I've never bought into the hype of Ryan Tannehill. I never really looked at him as like, oh, okay, this is Tennessee's next franchise quarterback. Tannehill still has a chance to create a legacy here in Tennessee. I don't see that happening. Like I said, he benefits off of Derrick Henry. If Derrick Henry is going, then Tannehill is going. But there's still a few weeks left of football in this long season, which feels like a grind for some reason. This feels like the longest NFL season that I've had to watch for the first time in my life. So what games do the Tennessee Titans have next? So they got the Jaguars at home. That's a winnable game. They go on the road to the Steelers that following week. That's another winnable game, but it'll be a little challenging because Pittsburgh's defense is still pretty solid. Then they got the Niners, which would be yet another winnable game. I mean, the Niners is another team that I think that has a solid defense as well. Then they got the Dolphins, and I would say the Dolphins is probably the best defense that they'll probably face on their schedule the rest of the season. And then they got a rematch against the Houston Texans. So Tannehill still has a chance to prove a doubter like me wrong. So we'll see what happens. But right now, he's proven me right. He's proven everybody who looks at him and doesn't believe he is a top 10 quarterback right now. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Tannehill. If you like this video, please subscribe and like and comment, and I would really appreciate that. Stay safe and have a happy holidays. I am out.